All right, so I'd like to call the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting, first one of 2024 to order at 6:32. First item on the, I'm so sorry, I'm skipping ahead because I clearly don't know how to do this year. In the office, or in the town hall with us, we have Megan, Brian, Melissa, Samantha, Emily, and myself, Christine. Virtually on Zoom, we have
What does that say? Sorry.
Frank, and I think we had Paige. Oh yeah, Paige is still there. Okay, perfect. So we do have quorum, perfect. The first thing that the chair would look favorably upon is a motion to accept the minutes from the December 6th, 2023 meeting. Yeah. It's Josh.
I'll be right there. Tell him I'll be right there.
Hi Josh, well, she'll be right there. Okay, thanks.
Right there? I'll motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, perfect. So motion by Samantha, seconded by Brian and Megan. We'll do Megan. We'll share it
Reagan.
this time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it by roll call since we have a hybrid meeting. So Frank, roll call vote to approve the minutes. Perfect. Paige. Paige, are you there with us? Paige. Oh, I think I heard an I think. Yep. Okay. Megan?
Aye.
Okay, Brian?
Aye.
Samantha?
Aye.
Emily?
Aye.
Alrighty, so those are approved. And let it be known that, oh, okay, she can hear now. Okay, Josh joined at 6:34.
Sorry.
Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna tackle, we're gonna get another page done tonight. Okay, so, Paige, I'll speak up, let me know if you can hear.
I can hear a little better now.
Oh, perfect, we can hear you perfectly. Alright, so in the policies and procedures that we have for the Recreation Commission, we're on, of the written pages, we're on the one that starts with finances. So if everybody can take a look and read through that first paragraph that says finances, and we'll just kind of discuss it. If there's any questions, this one might have to be something where Melissa might have to get some feedback from possibly town manager, or something like that, or to see if this is something that aligns with what we want to continue with. So just take a read through that paragraph. And if anybody has any edits, changes, we can discuss those now.
Where are you?
Here, I can give you mine. It's the policies and procedures document that we had.
Next time I can print out the page that we'll work on.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. That's actually a really good idea, just and then everybody knows one page at a time. Or what we can do is, for the next meeting, I'll resend the document and then say what page we're working on at this meeting. That way we could get it done for 2024. So one of the things I just wanted to, just kind of going with the overall document, where it says chairman, just say chair. In the third line there, then on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, I'm just standardizing things. The seventh line where it says commission, just put a capital C because sometimes it's capitalized, sometimes it's not, and it's better to have it capitalized. And then after that line, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, for the line that starts with quarterly, I don't know if we should put the word fiscal quarter, so we can keep, and then, since I think we decided a couple meetings ago that we were doing our budget, I can't remember if we were doing our budget based on the calendar year, if we were doing it like the fiscal, I don't remember if we discussed that.
I don't think we did, but
Okay.
it's easier to go the fiscal,
Right.
which is July 1 to June 30th.
Okay, so yeah, so if we change that, like add the word, the commission will review this account's fiscal quarters through the financial statement and stats sheets provided by, and then instead of secretary, change it to director, since Melissa's really the one who we would look at for the finances. So those are really the only two edits that I personally had. Does anybody have any questions about that?
I can, because it's now January and we haven't actually started the fiscal process, at least that they've told me. I will clarify the first couple sentences up here where it says the budget, like in line 2, the budget process for this begins in December for the year beginning July of the next year.
Yeah.
So December is the question.
Right, that's it. I actually wrote, discuss this section with
Yep.
Melissa. Because it seems like it might be something you have to go to the town manager for, just to get some clarification
Yep.
on this specific paragraph, because that's more like town overall, not
Yep.
something that we, the Recreation Commission, would have a say
Yep.
on.
Okay, so let me clarify this with the
Okay.
town as to how that works.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Okay, does anybody else have anything for the finances section? All right, if we want to take a look at the first paragraph that says program, under program policies and procedures, look at the programming goals section. So just, I have a couple clerical things. First line where it says the Norton Parks and Recreation Commissions, it should be apostrophe S. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth line down where it starts with successes. Prior to offering the programs, comma. And that's really that. And then the next line down where it starts with the number, where it goes number 1 need, put a colon after each one. So it says number 1 need. Then a couple lines down says location, we should do colon, and then 3 staff with a colon. And then after the staff, all instructors, directors, and volunteers, including commissioners. I would like to change it to commission members, just so it's clear that we're talking about us, not like somebody appointed as commissioner. Say that we need to be Cory checked annually, which we'll go into something that we're going to talk about later on in the meeting. So that kind of lines up with that. And then the next line down where it says appropriate staffing, that was the only thing I want to see if anybody has any ideas on how we could kind of clarify appropriate staffing. or like we could say like appropriate staffing deemed by the commission or by the director, or if there's some document that we could follow, because this is really just for programs. So like the rec basketball league, or I'm sorry, the men's basketball league, women's basketball league. That's really what this is in regards to, not like the pool or anything like that. It's in regards to any programs that we do. So does anybody have any like ideas on what we could possibly do for that or clarify it?
I'm almost thinking it could be okay the way it is, because everything is kind of different.
Okay.
So I don't want to necessarily box us into saying a specific
Yeah.
thing based on what we have, but then if we come up with something different,
Right.
then we're boxed into a certain thing.
Yeah, not like if there's 10 people, you have to have this many
Exactly.
staff.
Yeah. Does that
okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
I think a little bit the looser. I know we're trying to tighten it up, but a little looser gives us a little more leeway.
That one's okay, yeah. All right. Does that sound good with everybody? Okay. Anybody have any other questions, comments about this paragraph?
On this paragraph, should we do bullet points instead of 1, 2, and 3 jumbled into the paragraph?
Yeah, we could do that. And
Just
then,
makes it easier to read.
yeah, and then maybe take that paragraph where, because the appropriate staffing could go with, like, further up, and then leave it bullet points, and then that's the end of the paragraph, or do do bullet points and then leave that appropriate staffing will be the last sentence.
It kind of goes with the 3 staff.
Yeah, I was reading.
Oh, okay,
it's
leave it all
part of
together.
3.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So, all right, change to bullet points.
And then, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you're good.
Back up toward the top where it says annual goals and objectives plan. Do we have one of those?
So, no. Not from what, not that like this document I literally found on like Norton.gov website. And I was like, what is this? I've never been seeing this. So that's why we're going through it and we're updating it for like us to have it, because some of them haven't been updated. I don't know if that's something we're supposed to do like yearly or something like that. But I myself haven't seen this plan.
So why don't we just take that out instead of creating something else
Yeah.
that we need to create?
Right. Okay. Does that work for everybody? Remove annual goals. Okay. So, must give prior approval of legal citizen. We could just say commission will review programs on an ad needed basis, and just end it there.
Yep.
Okay. So strike that. All right. What else we got? This is all the fun stuff of commissions. All right, so we'll move on to the programming fees. So the only like administrative or grammatical thing is just at the beginning where it says the commission, just put it as a capital C. And then the only thing I was thinking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th line down where it says the following items need to be considered when developing programs. I think, in my opinion, we could eliminate everything after that in the paragraph. I think we already kind of know that, and where it says before, the line before, fees, funds, and there should be a comma there too, and programming registrations for programs are managed or delegated by the Recreation Commission. I think that kind of states it right there. I don't know if we need to go into like what we need to consider, or it needs to be written in the document, especially saying that we should be charging a higher fee for non-residents, because that makes it set in stone.
Yeah. Also, that one's very cumbersome. That's not how I would have written it.
Right. Yeah. It's very like hard and direct. I don't think anything after, like I said, the following items need to be considered, should really be necessary, because I don't know, just kind of don't need it.
I would think the only thing that we maybe should keep in there is that fees must cover all the costs associated with running the program.
Okay.
Just as a plain sentence.
Yeah.
Right. So take out like the number 1 and
Yeah.
just like, and then get rid of like the following items need to be considered. Get rid of that
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
And then just say after where it says, delegated by the Recreation Commission, fees must recover all the costs associated with running the program.
Yep.
Get rid of the administrative fee included when determining fees, and then the non-residents will be charged a fee $5 to $10 based on the price of the program, higher when there are openings in classes or activities sponsored by the Recreation Department. We can, if we want, we can keep residents of Norton have first priority at registration.
Yep,
Just
I think
we
that's
keep
a good
that.
idea.
just
Yeah.
in case, there are programs where it does show that it's, 70% out of towners, or like we overcapacity, like I think you had the men's one, they overcapacity or whatever, or almost overcapacity, there's a wait list. But what should happen is anybody on the wait list, it should go Norton people first if we were doing out of town.
Well, we are doing out of town, and
Oh,
there
okay.
is one Mansfield guy in there.
Okay.
And I charge him $10 more
Okay.
for out of town. So if we do Norton residents first, even though he signed up like one of the first ones, do we boot him off? to
No.
put somebody else in?
No, I would say just if, as you sign up, you're in there, but like if there is a wait list, like the Norton people would get priority. Or we can, or what does everybody else think? Because now I feel like that's kind of rude.
Well, I mean, I don't think we should kick out the out-of-towner because, like if there's
Right.
becomes a wait list. But if a spot opens up, priority to the Norton resident.
Yeah.
If it's between like a Norton and a Mansfield resident.
Once you go to the
Once
wait
it's
list.
full. Yeah, once it's
Okay.
at the wait list. I think that's pretty fair.
So maybe we'll have first priority
I think that's fine at registration.
at registration and keep it kind of broad.
Yeah.
Cause instead of adding like if there's a wait list involved or something like that. Cause it'd be great if we had a wait list for every program, cause that's awesome.
be awesome.
We can increase in participation each time. But we don't wanna like shun people, like you said, because they're Mansfield, or like they said, if they signed up first, that's awesome. They signed up and they wanna pay the extra $10, that's fantastic. We don't mind, we want people to get involved with these programs. So, okay, we'll keep that as is.
Should we put something that just vaguely says that out of like non-Norton residents may be charged a higher fee? Like just vaguely, not like put it at $5 to $10 because with inflation that could very quickly change and we'd have to
Right.
update it again.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Just so also like there's transparency, like so that way like we don't have some out-of-towner going like it doesn't say anything in your policies and procedures that out-of-towners are going to be charged more, like this is discrimination or
No, I think you're right.
So if we said like non-Norton residents are subject to an additional fee.
yeah, I think that's fair.
What about non-Norton residents are welcome to participate, however, they will be charged a slightly higher fee.
Norton residents receive a discount. And we're not excluding anyone. You're giving Norton residents. Norton residents
Receive preference
Yeah.
is
Okay. What else do we have?
Up on the third line,
Yep.
where it starts with government, it's a not to replace others. Wait a minute, let me read this. The commission supports a system of fees and charges for programs to supplement other resources available to the recreation department, not to replace them or be used to diminish government's responsibility to provide public open space and leisure. Government seems weird. Like, I thought government and thought U.S. government or federal government.
Yeah, I thought state.
You thought state, okay.
Do we want to say, what term would you prefer to use?
I don't know. Is it town? Is it state? Is it federal? Or do we just leave it broad and I'm reading too much into this?
I think that's probably why they said government,
Government, okay.
because it was
Yeah.
broad, and because I
Yeah.
feel like state has their own things, and the government probably,
Okay.
like federal has their own thing,
Yep.
and town has their own thing.
Makes sense. Now that I talk it out, it makes
Right,
sense.
but you gotta talk it out sometimes, so. All right. What else? This is awesome progress, folks. We are getting there. All right, we'll do the last line, refund policy, nice and short.
I don't see an appendix C.
Yeah, exactly my question. Where? Question mark.
Program registration change form.
Refunds less.
$10 processing fee.
So if this is all new to everybody, like you've never heard of this before, that's okay, because I also did not know of any of this before, because I think this was something where they might have had programs and this is how it was run then, but I don't think we're running a programs like this, like with this change form or a refund for processing fees.
Yeah, I've never seen this and haven't done it in the last 11 months like this. Like,
The
Right.
appendix C is the incident accident report.
Does that sound familiar at all?
All the way at the bottom.
So they have to
under,
fill
like,
out
the
an
witness
incident report to get a
and
refund?
my guess is that's probably attached to the wrong thing. There was probably a change form.
So underneath the new member orientation,
Yeah, where it says appendix.
but no number or letter.
Well, there's letter C.
It listed
It's
at the end
A,
of
B,
it.
C, and D. C is incident accident report.
Oh, but we
That's
don't.
listed like that's.
We don't have any of those.
Yeah.
From
we
what
do.
we-
Where are these
we-
for?
we do.
We have an incident and
Accident report,
Yeah.
but it's
but that's mostly for the pool. Like, that's not what you would fill out to have a refund.
okay.
Yeah.
So seems
So,
like
okay, so let's change this. In the past year since I've been here, any refunds or cancellations had to be in writing.
okay.
Email is fine. For the pool rentals, it was 2 weeks in advance. Or I like by the start, second class, you've already, yeah, we could say second class, because I'm thinking swim lessons. You missed the first one, it would need, and you want to drop out, it would need to be by the second class.
Right.
I have never done the processing fee, but that's not a bad idea.
Right. Because if, like you said, if they already went to one class, or like they went to one basketball game and they're like, I don't like this, I'd like my money back.
Or we could say prorated
Yeah. Prorated.
for any classes attended or
Yeah.
program attended, and then,
How do we pay the instructor?
how do I pay the instructor usually?
Yeah.
They send me an invoice, and
Is
then we pay it.
Is it per child or is it per hour?
It probably depends on the instructor.
It all depends on the program.
If we're bringing in an instructor and we think we have a full class of 20 kids and then kids drop out,
Right.
I personally think if you registered for a class, like, you need to ask for your refund beforehand, otherwise you're done.
yep,
So don't do the
Like, no refunds once it starts. Like,
right.
yeah.
I don't know.
If we brought in an instructor knowing that we have a certain amount of kids ready to take this class, and then You
Yeah.
pull your kid from the class. It
And that
doesn't-
spot could have went to somebody else.
Right.
Right. So we could say, like how you said, like refunds or withdrawal from programs have to be received in writing. Email is acceptable prior to the start of the program, start of the first day of the program.
I do 48 hours. Do we have a waiting list ever or no?
It depends on the program. I'm just thinking like swim lessons, what if somebody gets COVID?
That's what I was thinking, what they break their arm.
What if they break their arm or something,
Well,
so.
we could say there could be exceptions, but
Like extenuating circumstances.
extenuating circumstances
Will be
with
considered.
documentation.
Case by case basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That way, like, if there's a doctor's note, okay.
Yeah.
But if you just decided not to go,
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so I'll type up, so in case, Josh, because I know you're new, I'm gonna, once we go through all of this, I'm gonna retype it up with all the edits, send it to everybody prior to that meeting once we're all done reviewing it, and then everybody will review beforehand so we don't have to do this each time. So everybody reviews it beforehand, and then we come back. If there's any other edits we make, we can make a motion with those edits, or I'll re-edit it again and then we'll come back. But that way we have like a full, clear document, not doing it breakdown. Everybody reads it through, make sure that everything looks good, and then we'll approve it as a whole, rather than like how this one was, where at the end of some of the paragraphs it says accepted 11/14/04, 11/17/09. Like, I'd rather just have a brand new document that was all accepted by this commission on this day, as a whole. So that's kind of where we're going with this. Be reviewed. Okay, anything else for the refund? Okay, so we're gonna get rid of a program registration change form needs to be completed prior to refund requests.
I would say a request for refund or withdrawal needs,
The in writing part.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'll work on the wording.
Yeah.
Do we want to keep the less a certain processing fee?
that could just become a nightmare. Well, it sounds
Yeah.
nice, that could become a nightmare for
Right.
me to
Yeah.
figure it out.
I think it's better if we give, say, like it'll be prorated.
Prorated,
So then if people do cancel, they could lose $5 or they
Yeah.
could lose like $1 or something
Right.
like that.
right.
So, okay, so I'll get rid of the refund per person.
Refunds will be prorated.
Or proration would be if they already started the class.
Yeah,
We're
if
saying you
if
can't
class
get a
or
refund
program has
after
also,
We're saying you can't get a refund after you start the class.
Refunds after the start of the program will be prorated based on how much of the program you've done.
Right.
and say something like refunds are also, once a class starts, refunds are also on a case-by-case basis.
Extenuating circumstances can
Yeah.
pay. Refund after.
Yeah, if we're paying the
Right.
lifeguard per child, then it doesn't matter to us. But if we're paying the lifeguard thinking that we have a full class, then
Right.
half the kids don't show up because it's cold, we're now losing money by
Yeah.
bringing that lifeguard in.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
shouldn't be on us.
right,
People sign up their kids, you
right,
show up.
right. I like that.
All right. We are halfway there. So we're gonna, just like we've done most times, we're gonna take one page at a time because that was a lot. And then we'll work on the next page next meeting. And then we'll probably do those last two together because they're not as bad as they look. So we have 2 more meetings to really analyze it, and then we'll be good to go. All right? Thanks everybody for dealing with this and getting it done. Okay, so we are on Adult Recreation League update and discussion. Melissa, I'll let you talk about, is it basketball if you want to talk about it, or any other
Sure.
adult leagues that are happening, and then we can talk about the kickball.
Sure, basketball, we are at tell you it's a little crazy. I think we have 12 women, which we needed 12 to run the program. That makes it fiscally possible. Still trying to talk a couple more in. I extended that deadline till Friday. So if anybody knows anyone who still wants to play, in by Friday. And the program starts next week. So the women are on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8. Men, we have 36 signed up. So I was able to talk to the schools. We can have Wednesday night also. So the men would play Wednesday and Thursday, 6:30 to 8. All of this is at the LG. I reached out to all 36 men today to see who can go Wednesday nights. So I'm hoping we can do half on. I'm hoping they can break and we can do half and half or some sort. We need at least 12 to make one night work. Otherwise, we'll go back to the waiting list. Yeah, I'm kind of overwhelmed and thrilled with the men response.
That's awesome.
Which was not a problem I was anticipating having. I thought we'd be lucky to get 20, and we have 36, so
Yeah.
that's awesome. I've actually turned one guy away because he's only 28. So
That was going to be me with the women's league.
I'm
until
like,
I saw
sorry,
30.
dude. So that's fabulous, and the schools are great. They're happy that we're using the LG because it's a smaller court. Works well for the over 30 group that they're not doing the whole court. Problem is we can't do 2 courts. Like at the JCS, you can do 2 half courts. So we can't do that, but it's just a smaller court in general. And by using the LG, it doesn't impact Norton Youth Basketball, Norton High School, Norton Middle School, Norton anybody else trying to play. So the LG gym kind of goes unused. So that was kind of a win-win for everybody. So that's where we are with that one.
Cool.
And I'm hoping next year, now that we've done it once, we can do it maybe October, November, session 1, and then January, February, session 2, and take the month of December off. So,
Nice, that'd be good.
yeah.
Alrighty, and then for the kickball survey, I sent that out to everybody. I hope everybody had a chance to read it. It was edited with the edits that we talked about at the last meeting. So as long as nobody has any issues with it, I'm going to pass that along to Melissa to promote, starting hopefully tomorrow or sometime this week, next week, any week's fine. And hopefully, and I'll keep everybody posted next meeting with how many people we get, and hopefully we can get another program started, and we'll go from there. Does anybody have anything else for the Adult Recreation League updates and discussion?
I had talked last year to women's softball. Honestly, don't remember where I left it with them. So I was going to reach out soon and see what they want to do. Hopefully we can bring that back too.
Sounds good. All right. And then fishing in Norton, Frank and Brian, I know this was something that you guys wanted to discuss, so I'll let you two take it away.
I think we have a couple more months before we have something that we can stand behind, but hopefully we got something coming up, a fishing derby that the North Attleboro Fishing Hatchery is going to help us with. So.
Oh, awesome. Okay. And is that like a sponsorship or kind of like they'll just help like run it?
I don't know, Frank, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. The North Attleboro Fish Hatchery, fully financed by the federal government, they're willing to donate in the hundreds of fish for any free event throughout Massachusetts or throughout the region. So one of the ideas is actually having events throughout the year where ponds throughout Norton could actually have abundance of fish for people to come and fish for free. But at the same time of tying this into the old fish, I don't know if what we call it back when Sherry Cohen ran the event, but to be actually like a parent-child event of having fish events or fish outings. But there's one thing to actually have like a free event, but to also do something like actually creating like a fish league or a membership where we can actually pay for membership cards, which become donations or discounts on fishing equipment from local businesses. I just see this as an opportunity where we can actually have, if popular, monthly events over at Edith Reed or some of the other areas where people can come and we can be a destination for professional and family people to go out and have a fish outing of some sort.
Yeah. Those are some fantastic ideas. I know I really appreciate the research that you guys have done so far with this. So yeah, I'd say definitely, you know, if we want to start with maybe one, like you said, if they're able to do one event where they can donate fish and we can just do it as a derby, see who's interested in it. Definitely work with Melissa on schematics for it. But I think that's a great idea. And definitely using Edith Reed is a good place for us to start there.
We'll need to talk to John about Edith Reed because he's in charge of that one. But that's not hard to get a hold of him.
And both Brad and I were shocked where we thought they'd donate 20, 30 fish. They would say, well, we'll bring down 500 rainbow bass for you for free. I thought, okay, so anybody who throws a fishing rod in that pond is going to come out with a, dinner for free.
Right.
Promoted well, we'd have Edith Reed completely parking lot all the way down North Worcester Street, but tie that into a monthly event or tie that into a fish membership where we still have the fish donated, but then membership gets you discounted at local stores or money goes for education, some kind of events leading where there's money for parks and recreation, but also providing a free service for the community.
Right.
Yeah. I think we would just, like I said, talk to John because that's technically his property.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something you three could reach out to John. And then we'll put that on the agenda, because we can, if there's something that, we could start getting the coordination for the event now, and then start promoting it, and then hopefully maybe do one in the spring if we're able to, and then, if it gains enough interest, work on doing some sort of membership, something like that, monthly events, something like that. But yeah, we'll definitely, not to be punny, but dip our toe in the water, and we'll start there.
Brian and Frank, is that what you guys were thinking, a spring event?
Yeah, we really don't want to flounder around too much.
Oh, there you go. That was better.
Oh.
Were you holding that one in?
I was.
That was good. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Like I've said from the beginning, I want to bring the recreation back to Norton, and I think everybody's making great progress in doing that. So, thank you.
My battery's running low.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh god. Okay.
We'll finish up. Okay. Vending machines at Edward Leonard Park. Anybody do any research on this?
I was looking them up. We can get them anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000, depending on what we're looking for. I was thinking one, although two may be the way to go. One with snacks and one that's refrigerated. It may be less money.
$4,000 to $8,000 each.
Yes. So these are individual. These are combined. They offer both food and beverages. We may be able to save money if we get ones that are individual, because this is a combined unit. But that was some basic research, and then that was through Sam's Club, so it's a reputable retailer.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at it when I was talking to a couple people when I was over there. A couple things to think about, which I hadn't thought about. Keeping it inside somewhere over there, because if people know there's change in there, they'll break them. And I don't really have anywhere inside to put them.
Yeah.
But that's good to think about.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Let's keep mulling that one and see what we can come up with.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a solution to a couple different problems that we're having.
Yeah.
Being able to provide people with drinks when they're there, and at the same time controlling shrinkage.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Cool.
Brian.
I like
Thanks
that.
for looking into that.
I like it. All right. And then the rolling one, spring events and brainstorming. What do we got for that? Anything on the 5K? We'll just,
No.
still simmering on it, okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna stay on there because we're gonna get spring events and continue to brainstorm. All right, Director of Parks and Rec update.
Off-season rental rate, I just wanted to go through with everybody because I'm not sure we ever voted on an off-season rental rate. And I did have a request last year, so I just did half price, but I felt like we needed to make it official.
Okay, and can you just clarify what off-season is?
Sure, off-season is anything without the pool, but while the bathrooms are still operational, because we shut the whole building down.
Winterize it.
Thank you, that's the word I was looking for. We winterize it, and usually we winterize it in late September, October, and then we open it sometime in May, but it takes like all of May to, between getting the water turned on and the plumber on there and stuff. So roughly, it's May, because June we're operational. So off-season is technically like May and October. And you get the pavilion, the bathrooms, and that's it. And so I did half price, so $75 an hour. You don't need the lifeguards. You just need one attendant. Usually it's me. We don't have a lot of call for it. And I don't want to keep the off-season open too much longer because it costs us electricity, it costs us water, it costs us all that kind of stuff. But for the rare few that we do get, I thought maybe we should just make it official as to what the rate would be.
I agree.
Does that sound
That sounds fine to me.
$75 an hour? Is it still the same thing, minimum 3 hours?
Yep.
All other rules apply?
Yeah, all
just
other
saying-
rules apply.
Okay.
Just no pool, no lifeguards.
Got it. All right.
What's our overhead when we rent it out? Like, do we incur cleaning costs or anything like that?
I think the 75, it would be an attendant, usually it's me.
Yeah.
The cleaning, that's also why I don't want to go past those months, because we have them come in May to clean it, like spring clean it.
Yeah.
And then usually the last party's in September, beginning of September, and they'll come once or twice more to just clean it out. 75 should cover the overhead costs for that.
Yeah. Not 75 an hour or 75 altogether?
75 an hour.
Okay.
So a 3-hour party is still,
2 1/4.
thank you,
Yep.
that would cover the expenses.
All right. So the chair would look favorably upon a motion to keep all other rules for the pool rental the same, but off-season rental rate changed to $75 an hour.
Are we going to discuss the?
Oh, go
Are we
ahead.
going to discuss the pool rental rates? Or was that last meeting? Did I
That
miss
was
that?
last meeting.
Yeah, we'll keep them the same this year.
Keep
'cause
them the
we
same.
just raised them
Yeah.
we just raised them for last season, for
For the-
2023.
For the rental portion?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that still up in the air to be discussed?
I'm just nervous about jacking them 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Well, I know there was a lot of discussion last summer about people not being able to use the pool because it was being rented out. So I thought that we may be able to continue to increase the rate. If it's that aggressive that it's rented out every single opportunity, then there's more supply. There's more demand than there is supply. So if we up the price, we may get more availability for the people in town that want to use it and still be able to make decent amount of money. And if we rent it out every weekend, well, after increasing our price, but yeah.
We approved it last time at the same rate,
Yeah.
and I did put that in the rental agreement and have sent that out to people already. So I'm not sure we can change
Okay.
the rate again, like
Something for next year.
something
Right.
definitely for
All
next
right.
year. Definitely we can look at that for next year. And I'm kind of playing around. I did open rentals for Friday evening. So maybe if we do a Friday evening, we can then have more time
Right.
open on Saturday. I'm also looking at holding, oh, did we just lose them?
Yep.
Oh,
Do we still have a quorum?
We do, but I can zoom them in, I think.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Let me see. It's she.
And I don't know how to undo my cord because it's to a box. And I don't
That's
have my
okay.
regular cord.
Let me get them back. Let me see.
Oh, phone.
Let's see.
I'll get Frank.
I can zoom them in.
You can zoom them all in.
Can I Chromecast? Posters
Probably.
join, let them know you're here. I think I gotta get host permission. Okay, I have Frank, and I have Charlene, and then Paige is coming back in.
Okay.
Good thing I charged my phone today.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Let's try.
So how do we have Apple TV up there now?
Okay, that's the TV. Oh wait, I can try the
Oh,
Chromecast.
good to know. Did not know that. Sorry,
Is
guys.
that Apple TV?
Apple TV popped up. I don't know how that's running. I've never seen it on before.
Yeah,
It's just the home
that
screen of the
sounds
TV.
likely.
I really have never seen it on before.
Do I need to be connected to anything to do a screen mirroring? Should it just
Wi-Fi.
the Wi-Fi? Does the town have Wi-Fi?
We do. In a minute. Sorry, guys. This is how my day has gone today.
I have guest wireless.
I think that's what it is.
Can you type in the password?
Hello?
There you go.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Paige, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Frank.
I can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you. Christine, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear everybody.
Okay, I just don't see, I see you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to get it to cast to the TV. I just need the Wi-Fi password because technology is so much fun.
Alright, we'll be quiet. We'll be good to that.
I can hear you better this way, Christine. Honestly, it was awful sound.
Right. I know.
Here, I got it.
I agree. I can barely hear you guys throughout most of the meeting.
Okay. Hopefully we're gonna just be able to get you on my phone, and we'll just cast you to the TV in case you talk, and then Shane can change the camera to there.
Alright.
And then hopefully you'll be able to hear us better with the phone.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
cut that
you're
out.
good. No, you're good. Please. All right, let's try this now. Second floor meet. Let's see what this does. It's thinking. Shouldn't have to be that I have to go closer, is it? Is that really the solution? No. It's worth a shot.
It might be input on the TV remote. You might need to change the input on the TV.
AirPlay.
Smartcast.
It was on Smartcast. It's beeping at me. Well, worst case is we have them both on the phone, so we can just. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll continue to play around with this. Alright. As long as we can hear you and you can hear us, that's fine. Okay, it's saying it's not connecting. Oh well, we tried.
Okay.
Alright, but you're here, so that's all that matters.
Well, we can hear you, and it says it's recording, so we're officially still in quorum.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Okay, so we will continue. Okay, so, the chair would look favorably upon a motion to change the off-season rental rates to $75 an hour instead of $150 an hour.
Motion to change.
Second.
So motion and a second. So we'll do roll call vote to change it. Frank,
Yeah.
Cage,
Yes.
Megan,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Josh.
Alright.
'Cause I think we need Josh still. Yeah. Samantha,
Aye.
Emily,
Aye.
and myself. I am also an aye. I don't even know if you need to vote, Josh, but we'll take your vote anyways because I don't remember. I also don't remember how many members we're supposed to have.
7.
7. Do we have everybody's?
7, no Carol.
Carol's an alternate though. That's all right. We have 4. It's fine. It's okay. All right. Corey checks.
Oh, where'd we go? I can take them. So if you guys want to fill these out, if you didn't grab one last time, do you guys have yours?
I did not bring it.
I
Okay,
have mine.
you're all set.
And
Frank, you're all set too.
and Paige, we'll have Melissa email you one, and then
Perfect, and I drop it off.
Yep.
Thank you.
So we can, if you guys want to just fill them out after the meeting, I can look at them, sign off on them, and then I can turn them in for us. That way we're all quarried.
awesome. All right, and then the egg hunt.
Egg hunt is at Wheaton College. The March. I don't remember the date. It's the
Where's Peter when we need him?
I know where's Peter.
Can you look up that Saturday in March?
It's in here.
I think it's the 23rd.
23rd.
I think it's the 23rd at Wheaton
Yes,
College.
Oh yeah, I have Saturday, March 23rd.
Yep, and then we have a rain date of the Saturday before Easter.
Okay.
And that's as far as I've gotten on that one.
Okay.
All right.
Spring cleanup. We tried to do a meeting and then I wasn't able to make it and somebody else wasn't able to make it. So we were waiting till after the holidays to kind of regroup and have everybody back, and we'll call a meeting. Hopefully in the next couple weeks with the various town departments that need to be in it. And we'll get that going too for spring. I think we're shooting around Earth Day-ish. But there's a couple things in April that we have to play around with because there's a town election, there's April vacation, and there's something else. All kind of in there, so it may be like the first weekend in May or something, but it'll be right around there.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll have some more word on that next month.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to update us on? I know it was a good holiday season, but kind of probably relaxing.
Yes. Let's see, we ended up with the visit from Santa, which did fairly well. We gave out, I think, about 50 photos.
Oh, nice.
People seemed happy that we could at least make that work after having to cancel the festival. Festival, I did learn, is a go or no go, no postpone per past years. So we will go with that in the future instead of trying to coordinate everything. Hopefully we'll have better weather next year.
What day did you end up doing the visit with Santa?
The 16th,
Okay.
Saturday the 16th. And it was from 10 to 12. We had one officer, and he said he was fairly busy doing crossing detail. We used the backdrop that we had. We had Santa. We gave away the candy canes. We did Alan Litchfield photography. He gave away the photos. Santa came on the fire truck. I think that was it. And we did letters to Santa. I think I did 27 of them, 28 of them. I did hand deliver them this year. We're going to figure out a better way to do that next year. Because my Life 360 map was a little schizophrenic that day because I was here and there and there and here and there and there. So I think we're going to mail them next year. We'll get the fun little stamps. I'll see if I can find a cute stamp to do it, and we'll just put them in the mail next year. So, and I think that was everything holiday. Yes?
Sounds like it was everything.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Good work. Now you get spring to look forward to, or well,
Yay.
winter and then spring. All right, approval of meeting time change. Were you able to speak with the other person interested?
Yes, and she's actually going to be on the Founder's Day Committee.
Okay.
And she wants to stay there. So
Stick with that?
Yep,
No purging anybody?
exactly. So I think
Okay.
that's good. So
Okay.
Kim's good over there.
Okay, so for us all here, who is currently on the commission, does 6:30 still work for everybody on Wednesdays? I know we already talked to Carol, Wednesdays are tough, but 6:30 is good. Paige, Frank, any issues with 6:30 still?
No.
Okay,
Get here when you
all right,
Yeah, I mean, she's well.
okay. And then,
I was confirmed.
all right, so we'll just keep it as is, nothing
Okay.
to vote on. If anything changes down the line and, we start losing quorum due to time or days, we'll talk about it and we'll tackle that as it comes. But as always, be open, communicate, it's all we need really. Approval of meeting dates for 2024. I sent everybody my lovely decorative sheet that I made. Pretty straightforward, because I think this is really helpful to have. Melissa did it last year, and I thought that was awesome. So basically it's the first Wednesday in every month minus July, where July 3rd is the day before, July 4th is the Thursday, July 3rd is the first Wednesday of that month. So I don't know about anybody else, but I don't think I want to go to a Parks and Rec meeting the day before our federal holiday. So it was July 10th good with everybody? Are all these dates good with everybody?
I won't be able to make February.
Okay. Yeah, if there's any dates that you know right away that you're not going to be able to attend, definitely. But as always, just, everybody's been amazing and just saying, I'm not going to be there or I'll be via Zoom. So just continue that communication just so we make sure we have quorum each time. That's great. All right. So what we can do is we can vote to approve the meeting dates, and then we can send this to Charlene, and then she can just put it out there on the website. That way people know if anybody ever wants to come or interested in joining, they can stop by or something like that. So the chair would look favorably upon approval of the 2024 meeting dates.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, so we'll do a roll call. Frank,
Yes.
Paige,
Yes.
Megan,
Yes.
Brian,
Yep.
Josh,
Yep.
Samantha,
Yes.
Emily,
Yep.
and I myself are a yes. Okay, am a yes? That was bad. Anyways, park maintenance and upkeep. Josh, I will let you take this one away.
I just feel like there is no plan to take care of these parks. I work for the cemetery department, obviously, and I mow everything, but there's never any time to actually fix really what needs to be fixed. And I know nobody really ever talks about that, but something needs to be done to keep the parks the way they are and actually to make them better, because in my opinion, I feel like they're definitely lacking. Every time I try to do something, I get yelled at, but I'm always taken away from it because I have to really go do what I'm supposed to be doing. So I feel like we need to figure out something to fix all the stuff that's broken. Which I could probably list 20 things that are broken that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
It's probably a
Could you
good
give an
start.
example?
You know, Frank, the fence at Tricentennial is still broken.
I got an update.
Yeah, okay, it's like 2 years it's been broken.
I got an update.
Okay.
I got a fence guy going sometime soon. He's gonna fix the
Alright.
fence, the plunger, and the double gate in the back. He's
Alright.
gonna level them all out.
That's
one step.
I'm on that one.
That's one.
That's one.
I just feel like Everett Leonard is another example where it's falling apart in every direction. Definitely needs help. The other park that you guys probably never even been to is Parcel Park, which is also falling apart. It's on the corner of South Washington and Newland, Newcomb, I don't know, I guess I'm
Okay.
confused.
Yeah.
So you guys don't even know what that is?
I didn't even know that that was a park.
Oh, yeah.
The one next to the cemetery?
Well, the new cemetery's at the other end, it's at the opposite end of that street. It's it's on that corner. It's like a corner park. It's named after the old town manager.
You know
Okay.
where it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know it.
Why are you staring at me like I know
You
it?
go by it to Target all the time.
Yes.
On
yeah.
the
You go
left.
down, yeah, it's
Yeah.
on, you turn onto Newcomb and it's right on the left.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
Newcomb. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no, I wasn't where I was thinking. I think I
Okay.
just
So
described it.
that's definitely a town park. I mow it, I mean, it's definitely
Okay.
our park.
Okay.
It's a
Didn't know
stupid
that.
park, it has no purpose at
No
all.
purpose.
I think there's
Okay.
like a couple trees.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should like repurpose it and actually do something there, but
Right.
Okay.
it's a disaster.
Right, because when you mention this maintenance and upkeep, that's where, which it kind of coincided with what we were reviewing, where we asked, what is this goals and objectives sheet? Maybe it is something that we, as the Recreation Commission, could do a yearly goal sheet, and we find issues, we find things that we want to fix. Make those our, find priorities, make that. I'd love to have like I think I know where you're getting at, where like each May we have to do this, or each month you do this at this park, XYZ park. I myself am not well versed in making something like that, but I generally get the idea. I'd love to see like another department, what they do, or even just talk with someone who does the upkeep at another place and be like, hey, how do you know which place to go to? Something like that. Or if we ourselves know what needs to get done each time, just kind of keep it, like you said, put it on a sheet so we know, kind of like when you go into like a porta potty and they have like, this restroom was cleaned on this day. Something
Yeah.
similar to
Yeah.
that.
But even there's
yeah.
something like you mentioned, like raising the price at Everett Leonard. Like say, like I mow everything every 2 weeks roughly.
Mm-hmm.
So say there's a big rental on that Friday, but I'm not gonna be there until after the weekend. So the grass could be 2 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
You mow
like,
every other week? I thought you mowed every week.
no, that's the thing. We have so many properties we have to mow, I can barely even like get to.
Oh.
So like that stuff where like, if there was some sort of communication and like there was like, cause we kinda just do it out of like, I don't know, the kindness of our heart. Like some guy used to volunteer mow Everett Leonard, then Billy before me said we would do it, so like we just kinda get thrown into it.
Yeah.
I guess my point is it's like not a priority for me to go mow it, cause it's not really my job, but it stinks for the people renting the place when
Right.
the grass is 2 feet tall. You know?
Right.
So like stuff like
Didn't
that
know
is
that.
like never really thought about and nobody really cares, you know?
Didn't know
Well,
that.
actually, point of information, just a quick question from Melissa and Christine. What's the current procedure? Because if there was an issue, you call highway and say, hey, there's an old tire on Everett Leonard, or hey, there's a broken tombstone. Currently should be a proper procedure of who do you contact, as opposed to, I love the idea of having a list and making a public agenda that these are the top 10 things we need fixed or done on a weekly, monthly, or annual basis. But is there, I'm asking everybody in this room right now, is there currently a proper procedure of like, okay, like I said, the gates was busted for 2.5 years, and I talked to Highway, I talked to Eunice. What really, for Parks and Rec, who do we talk to when it comes to the parks?
It's my understanding we're supposed to take care of it.
Well, see, just like mentioned with Edith Reed, say something's broken at Edith Reed, you get the call, you give it to John, it's under conservation. But when it comes to Tricentennial, that's our property. However, we're not in charge of fixing fences. We put in what's the proper procedure that we let the town manager, head of cemeteries, head of highway to say, because we had issues when there was a broken door at the former garage that was there. And I called everybody, including the police, saying, hey, you got a busted door, kids can go in there during the weekend and cause trouble. Does the town of Norton currently have a procedure when something happens that's broken at our parks? Who's in charge to fix that, and who do we contact?
It's,
Yeah, it's the highway department gets it by default, but it's still like, and I'm not complaining, like we'll do whatever, I'm not sitting there complaining, but like it's not our job, there is nobody.
there is nobody, so
There's nobody, so
it
by
should-
default, we end up, we fix that door that got kicked in.
Right, or the fence should be under our budget, Park and Rec, the revolving account to hire a fence company to come fix the fence.
Okay, because I remember the mulch was done. Highway did a fantastic job. We got the bill, and I thought we didn't ask for this, but then again, it was an improvement to our parks if we paid for it out of that account. So I would agree. Therefore, do we just on our own hire somebody to fix it and don't require highway to do anything? See, I just don't know the history of the department going back, as opposed to it's just really been a, like you mentioned, which is highway ends up doing it, but just by default.
Yeah.
Highway ends up doing
Yeah.
it by default, so this year I said they shouldn't have to do it by default. That's why I have money in the budget. Not a lot,
Okay.
but that's why I took care of it and called a fence company. The mulch I've asked about, and that is, I think we're required every 3 years to get that new special mulch.
Okay.
So this year, when we were just asked to do a capital request, and then they were asked for a 5-year plan, fiscal 5-year plan, we don't have one, so I kind of made one where for the mulch, for example, we did the mulch in 2022, summer of 22. So summer of 2025, yes, 25, I put in this 5-year plan the mulch price plus 10% for inflation. And then in 2028, I put in it again plus another 10% for inflation, so that finance and select board and all that can start to see what our expenses are. Like this year I got hit with having to pay to clean our septic. Hasn't been done in 5 years. Doesn't really need to be done except for every 5 years. But it was a $300 hit to a $1,000 budget. So I put that in there. That I don't believe that has ever been done.
Does that it should be done every 3 years.
It should be, and maybe it is every 3 years. Chris does it, and then
He should know.
Yes, I need to ask him.
No, he
I think
knows.
you're right, it's every 3. But that has never been done before, so that these random expenses keep coming up and hitting us. Like Everett Leonard, the lounge chairs are rusted, and I have tennis balls on the bottom so that nobody cuts their feet on them. There's not $600, $900 in the budget really to fix that. So I put that in there. Like this year I actually did a capital request for those kind of improvements at Everett Leonard. Not saying we're gonna get it, but at least people will see, the people that need to see, the money people, will see that, oh, we need to upgrade the furniture. We need to pay for these mulch every 3 years. We need to do the septic. Yes, they just voted us in a new AED, which I have to order in the spring, but every 5 years you need to get a new battery. The unit can stay forever, for however long, but the battery and the pads are like $500 to $700. So every 5 years I've put that in there so that we're not hitting an unexpected expense, not only for them, but so, God forbid I get hit by a bus. The next person coming in knows that, in 5 years we need to order pads. In 2 years we need to do new furniture. Like, the safety equipment at the pool hasn't been bought since God knows when. We need new tubes. We need a new backboard. We need
Even that stuff though, like safety stuff, is not being purchased. Like that's insane to me.
Exactly.
The town has money. I mean, there's $8 million in the Hicks Fund. Go tell them that we need $10,000. Like, go tell them we need $20,000. Like, if you said like all this stuff that needs to be done and presented that, I don't think they're gonna deny you. I mean, the Hicks Fund is designed for the cemeteries, but there's a lot of money in there. And the school department takes, I know 2 times that they've taken $100,000 out of that account. So what's $20,000 to the rec department to actually help it to continue? Because a $10,000 budget is kind of pathetic,
Yeah.
$10,000, you could spend that.
Hence why we're doing fundraisers
You
for
can
the
do
town
that
park.
in a heartbeat.
It's crazy though, but like,
Yeah.
but like we run into it in our department where like there's no money, but like there has to be money somewhere.
Yep.
And like the Hicks Fund,
Please don't get me wrong, I'm bringing this up because these questions do need clarification, because of everything from, like you mentioned, safety equipment, under conservation, I think anything that relies on that should fall under a different budget, even though it's Parks and Rec. It should also fall under emergency equipment,
I
whether
think
it be
he's right.
fire extinguishers and E3 or pool safety equipment, which is on town property. So
I think there
we're
is a,
talking about this because it does need, we do need 100% clarification on what is our roles and responsibilities on these said quote-unquote parks.
I think nobody's ever asked these questions before,
Yeah.
so nobody's gonna have an answer for you. They're gonna
Right.
go, I don't know. I don't know.
Or nobody's ever asked these questions, so let's just stick it
Yeah.
under Park and Rec,
Yeah, I mean,
knowing that there's
that fence-
money somewhere else.
The fence is how Frank got involved. He was up there, he fixed the fence with a wire tie with his kids or something.
Yeah.
Right, Frank? Isn't that what happened?
That was day one.
Yeah, day one. Right.
Like, exactly. I was asked this question: who's in charge of dumping the trash barrel at the park?
Which part?
Highway is.
Which part?
Well, that's a good question. Even what? So it's Tricentennial.
For some
Would that
reason.
be us?
For some reason,
No,
Highway does it.
Tricentennial, for some reason, Highway does it, but ELP, I do it.
But then again, ELP is technically conservation. So who actually, when it comes to see, that's the thing. That there's really no clarification or rhyme or reason as opposed to schools do the schools, but the town should do the town. So in a way, is it highway? Is it us? But when it comes to general quote-unquote maintenance, that falls under lawn care. It can fall under just picking up the garbage or wear and tear of the property. And, it's funny, but these should have been questions answered a long time ago. So in a way, I'm glad we're having this conversation because it is mind-boggling who really points the finger at who, as opposed to we end up paying for it, as opposed to who really is in charge of the wear and tear of the maintenance of certain things.
Don't disagree with you. Seriously, don't disagree with you.
We're side bus. I just like to say, I mean, honestly, it is something that all departments we should be aware of, because I think at the end of the day, I think the departments are losing money, not knowing who's responsible to do what. And at the end of the day, the highways are doing more than they should do.
Again, don't disagree with you on that. In fact, case in point, the guys, when they did the lights for the town common, went above and beyond, and they did the lights, and they bought all kinds of new stuff to help, and redid the menorah and got new lights, and redid the nativity scene and new plexiglass and like all kinds of stuff to the tune of $900. That's Park and Rec's whole equipment maintenance budget.
Right.
So went downstairs and asked about it, and it got taken care of from another department or another fund. I don't even know which one.
Exactly.
And that was not for me to decide which fund it came out of, so I didn't ask and didn't stay for that conversation. But I did mention, that's not really a Festival of Lights expense. That's for the town. So at least they're aware of that, and hopefully I'll follow up on that goes in someone's budget next year to take care of the lights for the common and not just highway or me or whoever, because it's for everybody, that's not a Festival of Lights event piece.
Right.
And our goal, the really big goal of it is getting things fixed, but also the clarification, because at the end of the day, it's all town, whether it's school or town, and we don't own the common belongs to the town, but then there are these events are for everybody. So there should be just a clarification that we all take a piece of the pie, we have a responsibility, as opposed to really just throwing it up in the air, trying to find out, okay, well, we'll just let conservation deal with this one, as opposed to knowing exactly who's supposed to do what.
Yep. Agree.
So I think, going forward, I think a lot of good things came out of this discussion. One of them is, I think, if we as a whole could not first, but come up with goals. What are things we need to get done at the parks? What are, everybody send me your ideas. What are things that need to get done with the parks? What do you see? Because everybody has their own perspective. What needs to get done? What do you want to see done? I know you had mentioned, and it's one of the things that's sitting in the back of my head, is benches at the basketball courts. That baffles me that there are no benches there. So that's one thing I'd love to see get added. Fixing fences, fixing things that should just be fixed when they're broken, not that it should come 3 months later, 5 months later, years later, and then we can fix it. It should be things where we're like, okay, this happened, it needs to get fixed now, or, you know, the budget's coming up, the town meeting's coming up, so we can add it to the budget request, saying, you know, we want to take some out of free cash, or I follow it as best as I can, free cash, Hicks Fund, capital investments, capital improvement committees, stuff like that. Can we take these things out to make the town better, to enhance these recreation places for people? Can we change that park that's sitting there doing nothing? Can we add something to it, even making a walking trail? I mean, you know, something, anything that we can do. So I think if everybody can send me as many ideas as you have, we'll put it all together and present it as a group at the next meeting. I'll send out a reminder for everybody if everybody wants to do that. Send out your goals, even if they're long reach goals, like creating I don't know, who knows what, I can't think of anything extravagant, but something like you would love to see at the parks, or something that you know needs to happen at the parks. Like you said, safety equipment needs to get updated. If you know specific ones, let everybody throw in your opinions, requests, goals, dreams, and that's what we're here for, is to work on this, and we'll try to get it together, because you can't do this alone.
No.
And that's what we're supposed to be here for. And then also creating, and I can't think of the word besides a guide for caretaking. Like you said, it's like a maintenance and
Schedule.
upkeep schedule. Thank you. That schedule. Why is that so hard to come up with? Schedule.
Or workflow process.
Right. See? Yeah. All these words. So something like that, and Josh, where you know, or you have witnessed a little more, heard through the grapevine, and Melissa, you too, know of at least things that need to get done more than I think most of us do. And Frank, you too, because you know, as the former director, you might know some of this stuff too. And, you know, just send ideas, and we can work on getting something together. Like that, you know, it doesn't have to be on one person's shoulders to do it. It doesn't have to be on one person's shoulders to do the form, and also one person's shoulders to actually do the stuff. Where, not saying, I mean, I don't mind, I like manual labor. So like if it's something where like we could volunteer to do something, I don't want to put it on us or say that it should be put on us. But if it's something where it's like, kind of like how we do the town cleanup day, if there's one day where we can do like take back our parks day or something like that, clean up our parks, something like that, I think we could, you know, we could at least rally ourselves to do that. And if we could get assistance from other people, you know, the more the merrier on getting stuff done. But, you know, setting up a schedule, thank you, is a great first step.
It's almost like a maintenance ranker. Would you recommend actually doing a Facebook post and asking people what do they feel? You know, our opinions are definitely worth it, but I'd love to see over 100 students, or 100 basketball players in town saying, hey, we should have benches, because then you see a lot of families posting and agreeing that we should have benches by the basketball courts. Would you recommend that?
I'd like to bring our ideas first, and then as I think first, bring our ideas to the table, try to get some of our things that we see done. Then as we start accomplishing those goals, and we're like, hey, we're running out of stuff to do, because you can only get better with improving the parks and maintaining the parks. And then down the line, yeah, I would say, you know, maybe like you said, post something saying like, what do you want to see at your parks, you know, down the line. Mm-hmm. But first gather our input, see what we see if there's things that we can get done now. And then, you know, even just as I don't know if Melissa gets emails, phone calls from people saying, hey, like, I had an event at Everett Leonard and it sucked because they didn't have blah, blah, blah. If there's any of those are ideas we can bring to the table. You know, if anybody, I know where a lot of us are on social media, or you have friends that you talk to, or family, neighbors, and if they say, hey, it'd be nice if we had XYZ at blah, 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 you know, let's do our own reconnaissance first, and then, you know, reach out to the public, because I hope the public doesn't shy away from saying that, saying that they need,
don't.
right. So, or even like, you know, Melissa, I'm sure can ask the town manager or select board, have there been things that people have come to you, because some people just go straight to the select board with issues. So maybe ask them and be like, hey, we're trying to do like a goals sheet or a maintenance sheet, however you want to word it. What are some complaints that you've gotten from residents? That I'd like to go those routes first before we just go to the general public, because that could open up a whole can of worms that I don't think we want to deal with at this moment while we're just starting this project.
I agree. Let's take some of the things we see that Josh knows. I'll ask if there's any other complaints, and let's fix some of that stuff first, and do the things that like we're seeing, so that we're kind of getting ahead of the complaints before we ask for people to complain to us. Because trust me, they will complain, and they're not nice.
Yeah, and doing it that way, it'll reframe it from, tell us everything that you have found wrong, to, we're already helping, what else can we help with?
Yeah, what else can we
So
help
it'll be
with?
more positive.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. I like that.
So are those does that kind of go with, this might have opened up way more than you wanted to with this agenda item.
Yeah.
But it was good, because I still think, like we said, you're by yourself and you're part-time doing this. We all care about the parks, and we care about the town, and we want to help. I'm sorry if I'm speaking for anybody who doesn't want to do that, but I'm making the assumption because you're on this.
You're here? Yeah.
So
Right here.
tell me I'm wrong if you want. That's fine. It's not the first time. But so we will do what we can and what we think needs to get done. And if we have to ask for money, beg for money from where we need to, and I'm happy to do some, but you gave these people money for this thing, why can't you give us this little money
Even
for
for
these things?
like the school department, when we work for the school department, like they pay us, like we'll go there on a Saturday and they pay us to do anything. So they use all our equipment, the 4 or 5 guys, and so you have these resources. And I'm not trying to sell like I want overtime, because I don't even take the overtime, but like you have all these resources for, it's pretty short money that you could get a tree crew in there to cut back everything with a tree truck, a chipper, a log truck. Like there's a lot of things that you guys could, I guess you guys, as in us, could utilize to save you. So you necessarily don't have to go hire a tree company. Like we have every piece of the tree equipment, but it's just we can't do it during the day most of the time, because we have to go on the roads. If the townspeople see us at Everett Leonard pruning back the trees, like it's even the same thing when they go into the cemeteries to cut the trees. Like we can't do that often, because we kind of look like idiots, because we should be on the roads cutting the trees. It's like the cemeteries, they need to be done, but the roads are kind of a little more of a safety hazard.
Yeah. Nice job to you guys too on the roads for the storm we just had. Yeah.
I was on vacation that day.
You didn't have
Like
to
you
say that,
planned
you just say thank you.
I had to say that.
You guys all did a great job on that, so
They were up
thank
for
your
a
whole
while.
crew for us.
Hello.
All right. Does anybody else have anything for park maintenance and upkeep?
Why?
I'm leaving everybody with homework from that. You're welcome.
No, I think that's great.
And I'll pass me my phone, because I just need to grab something from it. Okay. No, you're good. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I think that's great to come up with the list. I'll talk to Josh and work with him on a list too. Even if I go tail around with him and he talks and I'm right.
Right.
That's fine.
Sometimes the best way to learn things is by being out there and seeing it firsthand. So,
So I think that's fabulous.
awesome. Other business topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance. One thing that I didn't put on the agenda because I hadn't gotten a message and I just reached out today. I reached out to GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
And we raised drum roll that I can't do, there we go, $168.66.
Excellent.
So that's actually a really successful fundraiser. You know, so thanks to everybody in 2023 that helped us with our fundraising, because it's going to help towards the lifeguards, paying lifeguards for programs and having them so we can have successful rentals. That was the word I was thinking of. Hopefully someday we won't have to use fundraising money for paying lifeguard salary. Maybe it could pay for a bench instead, or part of a bench. There's dreams, but that's why we're gonna work on this next step. Does anybody else have any topics not reasonably anticipated within 48 hours in advance of this meeting?
Can I ask for something? Yes, well, could I ask if they have something to put on the May agenda?
The May agenda.
The May?
Oh boy, yes, I will write
May?
it and I will try to remember. Yes, May agenda. Item.
Just to start a conversation about having our first Monster Mash after the Halloween parade this October.
Okay, so put on the agenda for the May meeting to discuss having a Monster Mash in October. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, Monster Mash in October. Just want to make sure.
Can you do a visual aid for that, Frank?
Like with my hands, you want me to pick up my kids' crayons? What do you prefer?
Crayons.
Crayons. This should be kind of something to replace the old spring fling, where I think we can draw hundreds of kids dressed in costumes after the parade to go down to the middle school and have a Monster Mash, which would bring the same amount of money that the spring fling used to bring. Because after the parade, you got a lot of people that got nothing to do. So I think by having a DJ, pizza party, costumes, you do one for elementary, one for middle, one for high school possibly, and that 3-hour window you probably have a full parking lot of happy trick-or-treaters and kids doing something as opposed to, nothing else to do in town.
I'm going to start writing the May agenda now just so I can keep that on there and not forget.
Thank you.
No problem. All right.
Next month, can you put on their Park and Rec sponsorships for next month?
February agenda. Parks.
And town outings, or group outings.
Sponsorship. Outings. Cool. Anybody, well, while we're here, anybody else have any agenda items they want for February or any future meeting that they know of right now that they want really badly? I know we said one of the things was, oh boy, I have it on one of these things, was when we do voting, like re-voting, because I know you all love to hear my voice, don't worry. But we can rotate chairs, and we can rotate clerks, and we can rotate vice chairs. That's kind of the point of commissions, is to rotate, share the wealth, share the goal, or roles. So that's something I can't remember. Did we say we wanted to do that? I have it somewhere. I'll find it. I can't remember.
I think we may have said vote in June, start in July for the new fiscal year.
Right.
Yeah.
Or is that what we
June.
said?
So.
Or was it
Or was
vote
it
in
July?
July and then start right away?
Right. I'm gonna find it and
Okay.
I'll update everybody at the next meeting.
Okay.
Voting time frame. Okay. All right. Any other topics anybody wants to address? Okay. Our next meeting is February 7th. Couple things. I'll send you the policies and procedures again. I can send you just the page that we're working on, or I'll send you the whole document and tell you just what page we're working on. They're not numbered, which is something we'll change. But tell you like which page we're starting with, so everybody can review it and come with their comments ready to go, so we can make the meetings a little shorter. I know these are shorter meetings anyways, but then we can discuss more substantial items, even though those are really substantial. I'm not using my words correctly today. And then if you can send me any and all of your goals, dreams, wishes, everything you want the parks to be, and we'll start rolling with that idea. And maybe we'll come up with our own fiscal goal or something like that, goal sheet. We'll figure it out. We'll get something together. All right, so our next meeting is February 7th, 6:30 here and via Zoom. There's nothing else that anybody has to talk about. The chair would look favorably upon a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, and second by Frank. Okay, so we're gonna do roll call. So Frank,
Aye.
Paige,
Aye.
Megan,
Hi.
Brian,
Aye.
Josh,
All right.
Samantha,
Aye.
Emily,
Aye.
and I myself am an I. The meeting's adjourned at 8:02. All right.